Welcome back, everyone. We're back here in the land of the brave and the kobolds. I am doing a spooky voice because it's the season. It is the season of Halloween, although this episode will probably go up around Christmas time. So, what happened last time? So many things happened. You had just met one crying child and his older sister. It was Noki who did a particularly good perception roll and was able to single out these two distressed children. A stuffed owlbear has been stolen and has joined the list, the ever-growing list of things that have been stolen in Port Olaros. When I was writing this, I didn't realize how much theft I was incorporating into the main plot.
Was there anything from the old lady that was specifically stolen, or was she just saying that they were just ruffians? I don't remember.
Yeah.
In Zaffre's understanding, they stole oranges.
Okay. Raya didn't ask you to retrieve any oranges.
No,
but yeah, you know that they are also guilty of orange theft. Yeah. We're jumping right in.
Have we all met the children? Noki brought the kids back to us, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could start off that Noki has just brought these two children to you.
Are these snakes?
Yes.
Where did you get them from?
They were like in the middle of all these other people, and one of them was crying. Something was stolen from them.
Can we keep them? Are they ours now?
No.
They can hold grub if they want. I offer grub.
The younger child, the one who was crying, sort of looks at Grub curiously, but doesn't reach out.
You can pet him. He's nice. I promise. Doesn't bite. He's squishy. Feel, poke. He's squishy.
Ah.
He's like a pillow.
Yeah, he's really soft.
You want to hold him?
He removes his hand and there's like a little stringy sort of kind of residue, and he's like, "No, it's okay."
Did you have an object stolen from
The
you?
little boy starts tearing up again. The sister sort of nods and says, "Yes, my brother's toy owlbear, Hoots, was stolen by these kids. They turned up and they sort of saw Hoots and just grabbed it."
Do you know where these older children spend their time?
Well, I don't really know exactly where they go. I heard from some other kids that they hang out in a whole bunch of different places, like they keep moving. But I think little he's the little Capalis boy, little Demo, I think. There's a little boy here in town, and I think his brother is with them. I didn't see him, but somebody told me that he was in their gang.
Where can we find this boy?
Usually hangs around here, like in the square. So, if he's gonna be anywhere at this time of day, he'll be here. I think it's just there's so many people. I don't know. I don't exactly know where I could point you to, but so are you going to help us?
Yes.
Yeah.
She sort of kind of blushes a little bit, and she says, I'm really sorry. My name is Leah, and my brother here is Aris.
I am Zaffre of Dragon's Guard. Gives a very formal salute.
I'm Ag. Tap them on the head.
Oh. Hello.
I'm Noki.
Hello, Noki. Why do you keep calling us snakes?
Well,
Yeah.
Because that's what you're called?
I believe the term they used was children?
What's a children?
Them.
are you children?
Yes. We're human children. I am a child, and Aris is another child. We are two children.
You're
And-
not bigger humans? Humans come in all sizes?
Well, when we're young, we're small. Have you never?
Oh, you're a hatchling.
Oh, they're hatch. Oh, that makes so much
You
more
just came out of your
sense.
egg.
Aris kind of his face lights up. Is that where we come from?
Well, yeah, you must have come out of somewhere.
Dad never tells me these things.
Well, we can tell you all about eggs. I mean, egg knows everything about eggs, don't you, Egg?
Your name is Egg?
Ag.
Oh,
I have a plan.
okay.
Why don't you describe this child
Mhm.
to all of us, and then we will separate and search different quadrants of this area to have everyone look for this young man,
Mhm.
this child,
Yes.
and when we find this child, we will bring the child back here. And then we will meet again and find where his older brother
Yes.
is.
Should one of us stay and watch the kids, children,
Yes.
hatchlings?
Leah kind of says, "We'll be okay. I mean, we kind of hang around by ourselves most of the time. It's okay. We don't need."
Do you
mean,
have
but-
parental units that you can go find?
Yes. Our dad is. He's a sailor. He's down at the sort of the seafront at the docks. But we can describe Demo to you, and yeah, maybe you can find him. I'm just and she's just sort of she has an expression of sort of deep relief. And little Aris is also seeming a lot less distraught. Leah will describe Demo to you.
While they're doing this, I'm going to entertain the smallest one using. I swear, I'm going to get a lot of use out of this cantrip. Prestidigitation. I'm going to do like the little music and kind of little spark effect and go and kind of go and kind of make like in the intro video where Grub has the little halo. Wait, no, it's the unicorn horn and wings. I'm gonna make that sort of appear on him as well.
Sort of haven't thought about using it yet, but Meeza, you can take a point of inspiration for that. Because that was a lovely thing.
It was not well done with that 7, but the heart. There was heart in it.
There was heart in it. Leah describes Demo to you all. He's a little bit sort of cherubic. I mean, you wouldn't. I'm describing using human words. He's a little bit sort of chubby. It's got messy, sandy brown hair, very sort of bright blue eyes, and a lot of freckles and a chipped front tooth. So you have a description of this little child. They, I guess, Aris and Leah will leave you to it. They'll like as you suggested, they'll sort of head back to the docks to their dad. And yeah, now it's time to execute plan. Divide
Split
and
the
conquer.
party.
Yeah.
Also, question. Last time they said that the people who took their stuffed owlbear, one of them didn't have shoes on. Is there like a lot of people without shoes on, or is it like no one?
Yeah, that this boy was older than them, but only slightly taller, and had quite large feet, and that they were very hairy.
We're gonna divide and conquer. Zaffre, you want us to take like different quadrants, like north, south, east, west? Is that what you're envisioning?
Yeah, just to sort of so everybody gets like there'd be more likelihood of.
Is there anything else you want to add to this plan, Zaffre? Do we want a meeting place?
Yeah, like back where we are.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna run off on my own, and I'm going to go take. I'll just take like the northern side of the square. Find myself like some steps, and I'm going to start to use prestidigitation to kind of do like magic tricks. I'm hoping that I can draw a crowd enough that I can kind of like scan that crowd and see if I can't find either of the two that have been described to me in the crowd, or keep an eye out for them in the crowd if they're apt to steal stuff while people's backs are turned.
To see how successful this is at drawing a crowd, I'll ask you to roll performance, but with disadvantage, because it is quite crowded and you are quite small. And I think at this point, there's also going to be a few more stalls, and there's lots of people kind of shouting their wares. And so it might be it's a bit harder for you to kind of rise above the hubbub, if you see what I mean.
I'm going to use my inspiration that I just got to make it a straight roll, and hopefully that will help. Oh, no, that's 9.
Okay. Well, we'd say by kobold standards, it's a great show.
Yes.
You sort of, what kind of things are you doing? Are you doing like sparks and lights and things
I'm
like that?
I'm doing the music. I can have 3 of these effects at once. I'll do like the spark one to sort of like try to get people's attention. Maybe I'm not throwing it high enough. I'm gonna do the musical notes as well, and then like I would like to use the faint puff of wind to sort of
to simulate a fart.
Yeah, no. Yes.
You'll definitely get some kids.
Yeah, I kind of again like I kind of saw how like successful this was. Like Meeza saw how successful this was with the little kids, so it was like, oh, I could do this, and maybe I'll get some more little kids.
We'll cut now to whoever wants to go next.
I'll go. You went north, right? I'll go east.
What's your movement? Are you just staying within the crowd, or?
I am sort of staying low, sort of bustling my way through, and I'm just looking at everybody's feet.
Okay, nice. You're kind of hunkered down. You're just staring at people as you're going. Shoes, no. Shoes, no.
Yeah.
Eventually, you do see a pair of quite large, hairy feet.
I look up.
Do you see a stall in front of the owner of these feet? And this gets better and better. This stall is just. If you hadn't been focusing on the feet, I think you would have been drawn to this stall anyway, because the smells that are coming from this stall, just sweet, sweet and savory, all kinds of delicious things.
Is there marmalade?
Not visible, but you can smell things that smell like marmalade, and also other sort of sweet, tangy, fruity things. And you sort of look at the contents of the store, and it looks a bit like the bread that you had at Rhea's house, but it's flakier and bigger, and a lot of them seem to have sort of like filling that's sort of dripping out of them. And sort of have this like powdery, either white or brown powder sort of sprinkled over them, and just the smell is overwhelmingly sweet. The owner of these big hairy feet is he's short, sort of portly, but in a kind of strong way, like sort of like a barrel of a man. Very round faced, very rosy cheeks. He's got curly brown hair, sort of brown eyes, and just a really big cheery smile on his face. And he's wearing an apron, and he's sort of waving at people and saying, "Hello! Pastries and cakes! Pastries and cakes!"
Get my nose about a few centimeters away from the cakes. Just very, very close.
Oh, hello. Hello. Hello there.
Oh. Hello.
Hello. How can I help you today?
Do you have children?
Well, I don't sell them here, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, no. Yes. We are looking for children with feet like yours. Not for eating.
Oh, good. Right. Well, he's crying with laughter at this point, because this conversation is very bizarre.
I does not understand why this is funny at all.
No, I imagine. Once he's kind of calmed himself down, he says, "Well, I do have a son. Yes. Are you? Well, I don't know where he is right now. I mean, he's a young man. I'm sorry. Are you interested in purchasing any of these pastries or cakes?"
So, if I give this, I get that one.
Which one are you pointing at? Describe the
a big flaky brown thing with brown powder on it.
He says, "Well, yes. I mean, just that one. Yes. With the coin you have, yes, you can get this one. Yes."
I give the coin.
All right. Are you just sort of throwing it?
No. I hand it politely.
Okay. He takes the coin, nods, and he sort of rummages around, and he gets a little like a napkin, and he puts this pastry in, which is to us humans, it's like a pain au chocolat, with just the chocolate sort of gooping out of it, and he gives it to you. He says, "Enjoy. Nothing but the best here at
Put
Addington's."
the whole thing in my snout right away.
Oh my. Well, well, you're certainly one of the most eager customers I've ever had. Was it good? Did you like it?
Yes.
Ah, wonderful.
Now, about your child.
Yes. He starts looking a bit nervous.
Can you tell me more about your children?
Well, I just have the one. My boy, I'm sorry, may I ask, is he in trouble? Has he done something wrong?
He might be a thief.
Excuse me?
A boy with furry feet stole a thing.
Oh, and so you just presume it's my boy? Because he has hairy...
Well, I'd like to find your boy, and then I can ask him and see if he has the things.
I'm not... My Lambert is a law-abiding citizen. He would not steal from anybody.
I understand. No hatchlings ever do either. However, I would prefer if you bring me this boy before my friend Zaffre finds the boy, because
are you threatening?
No.
Listen, you have paid for the goods, and that's all well and good. But I would kindly ask you to leave my stall right away. I'm not going to stand here and listen to accusations about my son or threats. So if you could just leave, you small lizard thing, just go away, or I'll call the guards.
We've been there.
I'm not surprised. Please leave. Kind of turns its back on you.
I go sort of stand somewhere out of sight. I just sit down somewhere, like a few meters away, let people walk past me, just stare and wait for the boy.
Excellent. Who's next?
All right. Well, Zaffre is going to march to the south.
Okay.
And he's going to... I think he's actually going to try and go into a big group of people and engage some stealth. He's actually surprisingly able to do that. And so he'd like to essentially get himself into a big group of people.
Okay.
So that he can watch others while not being observed. To roll you some stealth?
Yes, please.
That is a 16.
Okay. You know what? You're all kobolds.
It's pretty hard, I'm sure, but he's also not very.
No, I was going to say the opposite, because you're probably one of the smallest creatures around here. But you are also wearing a bunch of kitchenware. Yeah, 16. We'll keep the 16. We'll keep the 16. So you're clanging a little bit, but it's very noisy, and there's lots of people. Yeah.
Following the flow of the crowd through the area. He's just sort of following the most people through the most populated areas to kind of, because he figures they're going the way that people usually go. And so that's the most likely place he will see this child.
You don't see any of the sort of hairy feet. You don't see the sort of the sandy brown haired Demo. But at a certain point, by following the flow, by sort of just, I'm guessing, kind of weaving in and out of this group, you eventually reach a sort of a standstill, and you are on one of the sides of the square. The whole sort of group of people go into a building that you suddenly find yourself outside of. It's quite tall. It's not as tall as the church you've been in. It's also very, very different. It looks a lot more like the other buildings around, sort of with lots of windows and mainly made of stone and wood. But you see, like the church, there is a sign, there is an image, which is hanging above the entrance. The picture is of a creature you've never seen before. It's got lots of spindly little legs and what look like sort of whiskers coming off of its head, and it's sort of pink. It looks very strange to you. It has a sort of segmented body, but it's inside a bottle. And underneath this picture of this creature inside a bottle, you read the words in common, "The Tipsy Shrimp." The group of people you were sort of tailing have all sort of gone into this building.
Will peek in, just kind of poke his head in the door.
Okay. Before describing what you see, I want to cut over to Noki.
I think I'd first want to go back to where the children were first.
Okay.
Because it happened quite recently from when we found them, right?
Yeah.
I want to go back to where they were and kind of look for footprints, I guess.
It might have to be an investigation roll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hey!
Well,
Wow.
820.
That is indeed a 20. Now I should have asked this before. What footprints are you specifically looking for?
Non-shoe ones.
Okay, so barefoot.
Yeah.
Barefoot. Okay. Well, there is. I mean, even with a 20, this is a Herculean feat, not of strength, but of investigation. You've got veins popping. It's just because there's a whole mess of footprints. The whole town is basically out and about. But somehow you are able to discern every now and again what looks like a sort of a toad. Sorry, what the not toad. TOED. As in possessing of toes. Some bare feet. Some bare feet prints. Some bare footprints.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna start following them as far as I can.
Okay. You kind of bump into a lot of people, but most people just see a giant mushroom, and they're sort of okay. I was hanging around Candle's stall too long. You follow this haphazard trail because it really is one footprint here, and then a few, like a meter or 2 meters away, you find another one, and it's sort of very, like I said, it's quite haphazard. But following it, I'm actually going to say you kind of do a lap. You kind of do a lap of the square. You realize you're going all the way around, and eventually you are at the steps of the Church of Govinda. The footsteps are gone. What you will also see is that there are now about 2 or 3 children who are sort of gathered at these steps, and you can see some sparks and lights sort of popping up into the air. And these children are sort of all these snakes. They're all gathered around what looks to be like a tiny pyrotechnics display. Now, I would like you to roll for perception, please.
A 15.
Amongst the sort of small crowd of children, at the back of this group, there is a small child with sandy brown hair who doesn't actually seem to be watching what's going on. He is just he's playing with a small toy or something. He's at the back of this group. He has the air of somebody who tried to see what was going on, remembered that they're very short and gave up, and so is now just playing. So yeah, you see this child that sort of seems to fit the description that you've been given.
I'm gonna keep a very close eye on them.
Hello everyone. Do you like dice? You're watching a D&D show, so chances are you do. Would you maybe like to have some more dice? Then look no further than DICEAWAII. They create cute and colourful custom handmade polyhedral dice. They also have an Etsy store where you can purchase pre-made single dice and whole sets. You can find a link to their store as well as their social media and Ko-fi pages in the video description below. cut back to Meeza, who has.
I have assembled the children.
How long have you been doing?
It's a cantrip. I can continue to do this for as long as
I know, but the thing is, you're doing a performance, so I'm imagining you're not just doing like.
Yeah. There's flourishes and
and also this is a genuine question to you the inhabitant of Meeza. Is Meeza okay with this group of people suddenly around them?
Well, yeah, of course. They like being the center of attention. I feel like at the beginning it was just to get as big of a crowd of these little munchkins as humanly possible, but then it just kept going because they legitimately saw the happy smiles on people's faces. And
because you are very sort of you've kind of been swept up in the kind of the entertaining portion. I think if you
my passive is an 8, so I would think no.
Yeah, you don't see Noki, and I don't think you see Demo either.
Fair enough.
He is a few feet away from you, but you do not see him.
No,
because you're just but he is there. So
yay!
Meeza doesn't know this, but Brittany does. So take her.
I feel yay! I did something.
We'll sort of move to Zaffre, who peeked into this other building, the Tipsy Shrimp, and Zaffre, you see through this sort of. Are you opening? How far are you opening the door? Is it like a little crack, or is it?
Just, enough to kind of get his head and shoulders through. He just wants to poke his head in the room.
He sees a collection of tables that seem to be made of lots of different types of wood. They don't all seem to be carved out of the same wood. In fact, it does seem to be that they are cobbled together out of various wooden items. That there's something that looks wheel-shaped, but it has like these like sticky outy bits all around it, like handles, but you're not really sure what that's for.
Interesting.
There's what look like nets hanging on the wall. There seem to be lots of weird creatures as well. They're not moving. They appear to be dead. And they're sort of hanging up on the walls as well. And there is a very tall and very long table, sort of wooden surface, on one side of this establishment. Sort of the people that you sort of saw go in have either seated themselves at tables, or they are standing along this longer table. You see a figure sort of standing behind this long table, and they are very different from all the other people you've seen. For one thing, they are scaly, but they don't look dragonborn. They certainly don't look like a kobold, because they're very tall. They have a kind of opalescent shimmer to their scales, very long pointy ears, and what look like frills. I mean, you've seen kobolds. I mean, Meeza doesn't have horns as most kobolds do, but Meeza has a kind of a fringe. This is similar to that, but it looks more sort of sinewy and wispy, and it's got lots of shimmery colors on it. And this figure has like frills on the side of their neck as well, and they sort of they look very strange. They look very strange.
I think he's just fascinated.
Yeah.
And he's gonna, watch what everybody else is doing, and just kind of do what they're doing. Sit at the table the way that they do, but he has to like really climb up there.
Yeah. Roll for what would it be? Somebody help me. What would it be to climb up on a chair?
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, a 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you leap up onto this thing majestically. No, you climb on, but you don't make too much of a hazard. I mean, the table is still quite tall for you, so you do have a toddler in a toddler in a high chair look to you right now. But yourself at this at this table, and
He's just watching what everyone is doing. He thinks it's like clearly this is some sort of ritual they're participating, but what is it?
Yeah, you see a lot of people go up to this bar, this long table, and they speak to this strange creature behind the bar. They offer much shinier coins than you have seen. They look a lot like the coins that Candle showed you in his sort of magical projection. And in return, they are receiving these sort of various things. They're receiving either bowls of what looks like food, or large cups full of various colored liquids. And then they return to their tables and they consume them. Ag.
Yes.
What do you do?
I sit.
Okay. Why? What are you waiting for?
Someone else without shoes.
Well, I guess you see a couple, but they don't have the same feet as the baker that you had an interaction with. They seem to just be like they don't have shoes. It doesn't seem to be a necessity. It seems to be an unhappy consequence of their financial situation.
All right. How much time has passed?
That's a good question.
Because while Ag is very stubborn, probably also not the most patient person.
Okay, let's say it's been about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's long enough.
Where does Ag go to next?
Do I see any of my kobold friends?
You can use no.
No, okay. No. In that case, I want to sort of try to be like, well, this isn't working. I'm sure Zaffre will sort it out. I'm not even really sure what I was doing. I was trying to help and it didn't work. I'm gonna do something I understand. I'm gonna go try and find that weird church where they don't worship dragons so I can explain to them why they're doing it wrong.
Excellent.
That's one of my personal goals I have set. So yeah, if they're not paying attention, I can just slip out and do that. They'll sort it.
You can see sort of once you get to a sort of a thinner part of the crowd, you can see the clock tower and you can see the church building, and so you make your way there, and at this point, I would say you bump into Noki. You recognize the giant mushroom.
Hi.
Hi. I didn't find anyone.
I found the one with the chip in its tooth.
Well, good job all sorting them.
Yes. I think. Yes.
Did you tell Zaffre?
I don't know where they went.
Me neither. Well, if you go look that way, I'll go look over there, sort of pointing towards the church.
But what if the little hatchling goes away?
Good point. Okay, then why don't you go follow the one with the chip in its tooth?
Okay.
And I'll go find Zaffre.
Okay.
Over there.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you heading off to, Ag?
The church.
Right. Okay.
No worries. So
you walk past the children and Meeza doing their uninterrupted display of magic.
At this point, I'm taking the little stones because I can also make little symbols appear on like a thing for like an hour. I'm going to start educating them about kobold society using these. It's like little flashcards. I'm going to use them as little flashcards. So children, remember, when you are the special one in your society,
oh no! Oh nuts!
You can get anything you want, and you don't have to worry about things. Although I have heard of this thing called please and thank you, and I have been trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah, I know about please and thank you.
Can you tell me more about it? Because I really don't understand like how it's supposed to work, please.
This show has turned into like a sit-down symposium. All the children and Meeza are kind of sitting down now, and Meeza is being sort of instructed in the ways of proper etiquette by children.
I am 100% for this.
Moving back to Ag, Ag walks past all this happening, I guess. You see the mosaic depicting this obviously human figure, with the colors and accoutrement of Kovinda, but obviously not a dragon. So so yeah, you go into the church.
I want to sort of look for someone who seems to be wearing sort of the highest ranking type of robes.
Contrary to when Zaffre was in here last, there are a couple more people in here now, and they are either kneeling or sitting at these sort of rows of seats, benches that are all facing the altar at the end of this church, and they're all sort of their heads are bowed, and they're sort of either chanting to themselves or they're just in quiet prayer. And at the far end, where there's the altar, you see a human woman wearing orange robes. And based on Zaffre's description, you recognize this as probably being Maya.
I sort of walk over to Maya.
Oh my! It's another one of hello. I think I might have met your friend.
Yes, the blue one.
Yes, that lovely blue one, the knight.
Yes. He told me about you.
Oh, all good things, I hope.
I'm a cleric too.
I thought so. He did mention one of his friends was a cleric. You're wearing the colors of Gwanad Moor.
Yes, correct. My friend Zaffre told me you worship Kovinda here.
Yes, and she gestures at the windows and the murals.
Yeah. So, how do you here worship the great dragon Kovinda?
I'm sorry. Could you run that by me again? How do we worship what?
Your deity?
Yes.
The great dragon Kovinda.
I'm dreadfully sorry. And she points to the depiction of Kovinda as this human woman. Kovinda isn't a dragon. She's a goddess. Why would she be a dragon?
Gods are dragons.
Sorry?
Gods are or look like. They're not really dragons. They're gods.
Well, yes, I can agree with that.
Dragons.
Well, I've never. I'm afraid I've never seen Kovinda depicted as a dragon. It's always been, 2 arms, 2 legs, no tail, no wings, like that.
Doesn't that sort of gross your worshippers out? I would find that very sort of unappetizing.
unappetizing?
No offense.
No, I suppose none taken. I've never had any complaints, and she's sort of looking a little bit sort of worried and flustered.
Well, if you look at Kovinda, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I haven't been here for very long, but I do not believe any humans can breathe fire and light the forge.
No, they can't breathe fire, no.
So Kovinda's a dragon.
She sort of kind of...
I know some people lose sort of their logical thought process when worshipping, but I mean, if you think about it logically, can't light a forge without fire breath.
No, I
Humans do not have
suppose...
fire breath?
I
mean, you
suppose...
said it, not me.
She kind
If
of...
you want, I can help you repaint the walls.
She looks so crestfallen. Every word that you're saying is kind of... Her head is drooping more and more. Like, I think I should go and consult the holy texts.
Well, if you need any help, I'm not an expert on Kovinda myself, but I'd be willing to help.
Are you saying that Gwynedd Moore is also a dragon?
Yeah.
Well, you have
the fire breath lights the way.
Have a I hope you enjoy the church. And she kind of turns around and staggers away, and she goes to like a separate room. If you're gonna cause an iconoclasm by accident, it's just gonna be... I think possibly some of the worshippers have kind of noticed that Maya's been sort of told something, and she's kind of shuffled away. And as you were kind of raising your voice a bit, one of them is going like, shh.
Sorry.
So you're saying that if we say please and thank you, those are the polite things to do?
Yeah.
But why do we have to be polite?
Well, and one of the kids says, my mom and dad, they said that you should be polite to people because you respect them, and if you respect people, then you treat them nicely. And being polite is just another way of being nice.
But I'm always nice, and I always get what I want. I don't understand why I have to ask nicely.
My mommy told me that I thought I was being nice as well when I was very small, and I was wanting things, and then I would get them. And I didn't used to say please and thank you. And I thought I was being good. I thought I was being nice. But then they told me that actually people's feelings were being hurt because I wasn't asking in a nice way. And so now I know that I wasn't being that. But it doesn't mean I was a bad person. I just didn't know.
And
can you make the sparks again?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Do you
Sparks,
guys wanna...
sparks,
Yeah, okay,
sparks,
okay.
Sparks,
Whoa.
sparks.
They're literally just
chanting.
chanting
Yeah,
going
just
on. Okay.
The little girl who was just telling you is kind of very stroppily shouting at everybody, chanting, say please! I will very quickly cut back over to Zaffre, who is in the Tipsy Shrimp.
Yeah. But I think once, it kind of slows down and there's a little bit of a break, he will go up to the person behind the bar.
This tall, scaly creature is going to sort of getting orders ready. They're kind of pouring these drinks and dishing out this food, and they're sort of laughing, and they seem very jolly person, and they're kind of welcoming everybody who comes over as if they're family. They they're wearing some sort of very clashing colors. They're very bright. They've got what as humans we would recognize as a barmaid's outfit, and she's sort of waving at somebody who's just left, and in doing so notices your face peeping over the bar. Hey! Hello!
Oh,
I not see your face here before. Hello.
Hello. I am Zaffre of the Dragon Guard.
Hey. Hello, Zaffre. I am Carmela.
I am on a quest. Many people in this place have had some dastardly thieves pestering them, and we have been tasked with finding them. Have you had anything stolen, or have you seen these people with the red herring gang? There are lots of people here. Do they come in here?
She kind of sort of taps her chin and says, see, now that you mention it, yes, is kids, teenager. Yeah, there's a bunch of kids who come in here, and they have red things on their sleeves. Yeah, they come in here sometimes. They don't. Usually they don't buy anything. They just sit and they make a lot of noise. They come in here with Angie. They come in here with Angie.
Where can I find
Angie Moore. She's my girlfriend's sister.
I want to find the gang.
Oh, the gang. Oh, I don't know.
But
they're
Angie
not.
Know where they are?
Yeah, I think she's in the gang.
How can I find her?
You can ask her sister. You can ask my girlfriend Radra. She's at the fabric stall.
Oh.
She sells the fabric there. You can go see. You can go ask her, I think.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Okay.
I see many wonderful things here, but I see people give you the shiny coin.
Yes, that's great. Hold on. Hey, Matteo, ma che fa? No, mettilo giù. Mettilo giù. Ma che... And sorry, hold on a sec. And she kind of just sort of moves over there and kind of scolds somebody. You can't really see. And then she comes back and she's like, "Gee, sorry. Yeah, you want to buy a drink? You want to buy food?"
My apologies. I only have... He pulls out the one copper. I don't think this is the right coin.
And she kind of moves off to a wall, and she looks at a menu. How many you have?
Oh, only this one.
Oh, only one. You look like a good little kobold. I give you. Normally it would be two, but here you go. And she gives you a plate with a loaf of bread with some little pots. One of them has got like a chunky red goop in it, and the other one has got a chunky green goop in it. And also there's a knife for cutting the bread. Enjoy, and good luck. You're welcome. Hey, Matteo, no. Sì, ma se lo metti sotto sopra, and she kind of goes away.
He looks around at what everyone else is doing and sees that they're, sitting nearby, so he goes and sits down. His little legs are swinging. He's gonna watch other people
So you're focusing as well. I'd still like you to roll for perception, please.
Okay. Woo! Natural 20.
Okay. Now you see lots of different patrons here at the Tipsy Shrimp. You see a lot of humans. You see a couple more creatures that look like Radra, sort of half orc. They all seem to be just sort of relaxing, drinking, chatting. It's quite sort of fairly lively. It's getting livelier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anybody with a red armband. You do, however, see a fairly sort of slender, kind of gangly figure, sort of who's shifting in their seat. They are completely sort of cloaked in black robes and a black hood, so you can't see their face.
Okay.
They are kind of fidgeting with a cup. They suddenly sort of clutch at something sort of at their chest, and they kind of shoot up, and they hurriedly walk out of the building.
Zaffre finds this incredibly suspicious.
Mystery! And that's where I'm going to cut the episode. Sorry.